I know some people wanted to get on, but couldn't get on. So Ed and I are going to do a Wednesday night leadership call, and this is going to be a great call to kind of up level the people on our team, right? Because a lot of you guys, or whether you're new or old, maybe you haven't had an opportunity to host a call, right? But we always talk about how do I become a good leader? How do I lead my team? And the way to do that is really stepping up, right? So tonight, I'm going to host the call, and I just want to talk about the different levels of leadership. Next week, we have Tara Romano, who agreed to jump on a call. She's amazing, Zumba teacher, bartender. Now she earns 7 figures a year. And the week after, we have Alexa Reyes jumping on. She's going to talk to us about creating consultants. She had really amazing numbers. I think she had 11 enrollments, 6 consultants, and 1 crystal manager in 30 days. So as new people, we definitely want to be learning from other new people, right? Listening to the same old people is boring. But I also think that as new people, I would love to see all of you guys volunteer and really start hosting calls on the topics that you feel strong in, right? Because I always say, like, to Alexa, her team doesn't resonate with me the way they would resonate with her. And so our Wednesday night call is really an opportunity to get you guys to step up and lead the crew and show your team what defines true leadership. And being a great leader is not like you need a master's degree for anything. It's about coming forward. It's about stepping up. It's about taking ownership. It's about posting in the cleanse group. I was so proud of Jennifer Tucker today. She goes, I am so nervous, like, to share my story. And I said, you know what? We're going to share your story in our Facebook group with 10,000 people. And she was like, wanted to throw up, but she was like, all right, let's do it. In my eyes, that's a leader, right? You're scared, you're nervous, but you're going to do it anyway. It's about being proactive. So tonight I want to talk to you guys about the different levels of leadership. And I really want you to take a look at each of the levels and see where you are now and where you want to be. Because I think we all go through these phases, right? Based on our personalities, our experience, our inexperience. So take a listen, and then I'll ask you guys some questions. So first, we have an unpredictable leader, right? So if you are an unpredictable leader, right, you never know. One day she's here, one day she's not, one day she's on the calls, the next day she's not. You know, if you're an unpredictable leader, you are going to produce hesitant followers. Your people are really not going to be all in because they don't know what to expect from you. If you are consistent with your words, if you're consistent with your action, then people will follow you. So my stepdad, he is passed away now, but he always said the only thing that a man has in his life is his word. You know, mean what you say and say what you mean. If you're going to plug your people in to get on the team calls, if you want to label yourself a leader, you got to show up and do the do. But you've got to be consistent, on time, front row. You know, I'm not even saying you got to, listen, you could show up in pajamas off the screen, but show up. Show up for your people. They need that example. The second level of leadership is a dominant leader. It's a leader that produces a lot of compliant followers. And really, a dominant leader is one that's coming from a place of scarcity, right? A dominant leader is intimidating people, coercing people, bullying people. Did you do it? Did you get on the call? And that's not, that was me. That was me. Don't you give me the finger. But listen, you have to admit, because A dominant leader is only going to produce short-term results, right? I have a very strong personality, right? People who are blue are always saying to me, I wish I was more forward like you. And I'm saying, I wish I would handle my boundaries more like you. You know, so it's about realizing where you are and taking ownership. So over time, if you are a dominating leader, you are going to create a very weak team. Okay, keep that in mind. People don't want to become a yes man, right? People don't want to become complacent. We don't want complacency. We want commitment. I want to work with the people who want to work. I want to run with the runners, walk with the walkers. And you have to meet people where they're at. And how do you know where they're at? Great leaders ask great questions, right? So asking people, don't assume your goals onto them. The next type of leadership is secret leaders, right? If you're the type of leader that is secret and guarded and you're only doing things for your team and you're only shouting out your people, you have to be very careful with that because people are going to be very guarded. There's not going to be any trust in the organization. You really want to have a team that is transparent. So if I'm running a group cleanse, I'm inviting everyone to participate. If I'm running a contest, I'm not going to say it's only going to be for my left leg because that's where I need the volume, right? We don't, you have to think. I see a lot of people in the group that are only celebrating and congratulating their people. You might have enrolled 10 people, but if you look at that home screen, it says you have a downline of 60. You have the ability to influence and inspire everyone. In network marketing, there's no such thing as my people, right? We're all a team. And the way we become a team, look, if it's just you and your 5 people, right? And it's the same, you're posting on Facebook and it's the same 5 girls commenting, that gets played very fast. But if you support other people and every time you post on Facebook, you have 40 people cheering you on, that shows people, wow, they've got a tribe, an all-inclusive tribe. So transparency and vulnerability is really one of the key steps in becoming a great leader, creating trust, because the more people know, the more they care, right? And nobody's attracted to perfection. People don't relate to being perfect. There's no such thing in life. We mom life, we have relationships. At times I have to pull away and spend some time on my marriage because my husband feels neglected, but this is real life. But that's the stuff that your team will relate to, the realness in you. And I think the more real you are with people, I had a woman on a call tonight, amazing woman, Nicole, and she goes, you know what? She goes, I don't know why the hell I stopped the program. She goes, I just thought I had to be rigid and so firm with this. She's like, honestly, she goes, I like a gin and tonic every now and again. And if this was the old me, I would say no. But now we know you got to meet people where they're at. They're just doing life. If we don't make Isagenix fun for them, they're going to say, who the hell needs this, right? They're here because it's fun, because it's a community, because they're a part of something, and you're showing them that you care. So there's positive leaders. Positive leaders are always the ones that are like, yay, everything's good, good job. If there's a situation, they don't address it. They won't deal with problems. And really the whole organization becomes very passive. As a leader, if there is an issue amongst your team, you need to say, let's bring it forward and let's discuss it and let's put it past us, right? As a leader, it's not always going to be pretty. Your cleanser's experience is not going to always be perfect. We're dealing with people, right? Are we going to talk to somebody about running to executive if she's telling me that she's not having a good experience on her shave days? No, Ed would never talk to someone about the business if they're not loving the program. And so really not being passive, using your intuition and common sense when it comes to following the system and really getting the other coaches involved to help you. The people that are doing these 3 ways and 5 days and don't make it about them, they have the most successful teams. Then you have a very healthy leader. And a healthy leader is someone who serves other leaders. A healthy leader is someone who grows a team, who's making a massive difference. A healthy leader really has an alignment between the company mission and what we're doing, right? Because this is not just about Isagenix. This is about you and your mission and how you portray Isagenix to your community, right? Because if Isagenix is not here, it's still Lida. She's the brand. You're the one that people are following, right? Especially new people who aren't sold on the whole Isagenix picture. But it's our job as healthy leaders to tie in the mission of the company to our mission at heart, right? To what we're doing here. And so being a healthy leader is one that listens, collaborates, gives credit to other people, gives an opinion, creates an ownership mindset amongst the team, right? Our job is to train somebody and let them go. You do not want to be somebody's Google or tourist booth. You know how like at the tourist booth, they come and ask questions all day and you're like, okay, go to ISA product for this, go to IsaGen. No, it's our job to teach people where to find the resources and let them grow their wings, right? Because the proudest day as a parent, as a leader, is when your child becomes independent. And that doesn't mean that you can't collaborate together and work together. It simply means that you're empowering someone to be their best. So a healthy leader produces producers and faithful followers. And then last level of leadership, before I ask you guys some questions and then I'll pass it over to Ed, is where we should all strive to be. And that is an empowering leader. And an empowering leader produces other great leaders, right? It's our job to really cast a vision. We don't want more followers. We want great leaders. Ed always says little pockets of teams. That's what you want, right? Alexa, you're training Lida. She's going to be a pocket of team. You're training Dr. Kogan. She's going to be a pocket of team. The whole purpose of passive income is to create duplication and empower people to grow and create their own pockets of these little teams. So it's all about giving your responsibility away onto others. So if you're going to be participating on this Wednesday night call, I urge every single one of you to inbox me or Ed and say, give me some responsibility. Right? So maybe Lida will be posting our Monday night calls. Maybe Lisa Romano can post our Wednesday night calls. Maybe Jessica can plan our next event. Everyone has a very different personality and everyone has something to offer. And if we're not stepping up to the plate and saying, how can I help? I'm ready to take ownership. I want to be the admin of the group because I want to make sure everyone in my downline knows that we have 80 different products. Everyone can lead. All you have to do is raise your hand. And please, the more collaborative this is, the better. So I want to ask you guys some questions. So what are some ways that you feel that you can bring out trust amongst your team? Let's kind of go around, everyone volunteer. But what are some ways that you can really build a healthy and trusting team amongst your peers?
Being honest.
Being honest. Yeah, that's a very good one. Who else?
I would say supporting them, having their back.
Yeah, awesome. Who else? So think about a great way to bring about trust on your team is maybe do an inner circle. You know, if you guys have a group of members, maybe start doing your own little private team call and support each other and start building up that community. I love sip and samples. I love house parties. I love belly to belly because that's a wonderful opportunity that you can really lock arms. So how can a leader ensure that they're getting insight from their team? Let me ask Christy, what's a way that a leader can ensure that they're always getting feedback and insight from their teammates?
By being in open communication with them.
Okay, and what can we do to kind of create that open communication?
Do like messages.
Yeah. So messages, maybe creating that open dialogue, picking up the phone, calling people, asking lots of questions and getting lots of feedback. I think it's important. I think a lot of times we're so rigid with people where it's like, okay, shake, snack, healthy meal. I'll call you on day 5. And then we never have an opportunity to build a relationship. But developing leaders is about building that relationship. You know, I heard Hillary Courtney say that you got to know the color of people's carpets, the names of their kids, the name, what sports their children play. So, you know, we have to really go beyond shake days to cast that vision for people. Sue Keith said, create trust by being trustworthy. Create one-on-one relationships with the people that you're working with. Yeah, be open for feedback. And even if that feedback sometimes feels a little painful because you're like, ugh, you know, but it's an opportunity for all of us to take that positive feedback and grow from it. You are not going to be the leader that you are today a year from now. You're not. And you're growing. Jessica said being uplifting and motivating. Yes, definitely. So everyone has to have an opportunity to really offer wisdom, right? And that's why we kind of wanted to do this roundtable talk, because there's no one way. There's so many new members coming in, offering wonderful ideas. And that's really how we grow. It's not a one-man show. It is a collaborative effort. And I think with everyone's different personalities, we do have something wonderful to bring to the table, all of us, right? It's just a matter of raising your hand and stepping up and saying, I want to do this, or I want to do that, or I want to be held accountable, or, you know, it's asking for help wherever we need it. Or sometimes it's really admitting that we're a certain way when we're really striving to be more of another way. So maybe getting out of your comfort zone and doing things that don't feel that right to you, but eventually will, right? So I'm going to go around and ask all of you. So what are 3 things that we can do to make someone on the team feel valued? I'll start with Lida.
Boy, oh man. Well,
You could say 1 and then we'll pass it around.
okay. So I would say recognition, right? They do something, make sure that you bring it up, you make a big deal out of it. Doesn't matter if it's small or big.
Yeah, I love that. Recognition is a great way to make people feel important. And Isagenix does an awesome job of it. We've got to do an awesome job of it too. Do you know how exciting it is for someone to get their first cycle? You guys, if someone on the team cycles for the first time, it's our job to shout it out through the rooftops. You know, when Ed and Bessie hit Millionaire, I wanted to I didn't want to cry. I cried all over the place. It's so incredible to celebrate your people. It's such an achievement for all of us. If one of us wins, all of us wins. What about you, Christy? What's a good way to make people feel valued?
Just to be helpful, like if they ask questions, on Facebook to answer them or give your opinion.
Yeah. So like, even if it's not your person, right? If someone's asking for a recipe or when, anything. Yeah. Being helpful. Awesome. How about you, Alexa?
Definitely work on people's strengths. We all have strengths and weaknesses. I think to recognize where our weaknesses are and ask people where their strengths are, we might be able to complement each other,
Yeah, I love it. How about you, Jennifer Tucker? I don't know if she can talk.
Maybe just for what you did for me, share like their success stories, like to the whole group.
Awesome. So doing a Facebook Live, sharing your
Yeah.
story helps you feel more empowered and valued.
It definitely did for me. So I think if anyone was successful in anything, then yeah, like let's do a live and share it with everyone.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad I was able to help.
You definitely were.
Good. How about you, Margaret or Deborah?
I'm just coming in the middle of it. Not sure what you guys were talking about. I just turned on.
Okay, I'll move on to the next person. How about you, Deb?
Hey, what do I do to make people feel valued?
Yeah.
Is in between their auto ships and stuff like that, especially my downline. In between their auto ships, I'm calling to just make connections, say hello, how are you? And it's not even about the isogenics in general. It's more about just a personal relationship with them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I shout them out all the time.
Yeah. I love it. Care about somebody, right? Care about your customers. People shop from Zappos because they feel loved. They have the best customer service, right? Caring about people. Sue Keith said gratitude and appreciation every day. People do something or step up. She tries to find something to appreciate with people on time. So does anyone else want to share? Lisa, do you want to share? How do you make your people feel valued? Erin, want to share?
Me? Oh.
Yeah, there's one Lisa here. That's the you, friend.
I mean, everybody pretty much said everything already. Trying to stay in contact with them, asking them how things are going. Just following up, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome. I think we all as humans want the same thing. We want to be noticed. We want to be a part of something. We want to be loved. We want to be appreciated, right? We want to be recognized. And we want to be a part of our team, of a team that genuinely cares about us. And when people feel cared about, they will stay. Mark my words. People come. Beatrice said listening to people. Yes, I have moms that just want to be heard. They just want a voice, and I share with you guys that people come for the shakes and cleanse. People stay for the culture, for the friendships, for the communities. And that's why we really want to plug them into these calls. We really want to get them to an event because that's where their level of belief starts to grow so much. And as your people start growing, you get to develop as a leader, right? Because you're guiding them through different processes. First you're guiding them through shake days, then you're guiding them through how to post on Facebook, then how to handle objections. Guys, this is, there's such a thing as just being crazy and talking to everyone. And then there's such a thing as being a professional. In the beginning, when you first sign up, it's easy to sign up the low-hanging fruit, right? The people that are easy. But 6 years in the business, you better develop the skill set to be in the game because it won't be that easy. It's not going to be, it really does take time, patience, effort, and an ability to grow your mindset. The way I am today is not the way I was 6 years ago. I was reactive. If someone told, Ed's shaking his head, he remembers how I was 6 years ago. If somebody told me that they did not want to do a program and they were like, they were like doing something else, I would be so angry with them. I'd be like, well, that's not going to work for you, you know? And now like my response is so different that I think that's where the enrollments come from. They come from people that come back to me. So I had a girl who's like, you know what? She said, thank you so much. She goes, I lost 10 pounds doing my own diet. I started 4 weeks ago. I said, I said, that's amazing. There's nothing you can't do. And she said, you know what? I really hope this works for me. She said, if I had the money, I would have signed with you in a minute, but I just don't right now. I said, girl, I am always here for you, cheering you on, whether you're on my team or not. I said, the timing has to be right for everyone, both physically and financially. And I looked at that message and I'm like, damn, my mama would be proud because that's not the response you would have gotten 6 years ago. And you know, the way the leader is the way the organization is. So you've got to lead yourself first before you can lead others. Don't enroll 5 people and think you need to micromanage everyone. You need to put your head down and keep enrolling if you want your people to follow suit. Before you're going to lead leaders, you have to build an army. You know, I had a girl who enrolled 4 people and she's trying to lead everybody else's army. And I was like, girl, don't worry about her team. Slow your roll and build your own. You know, and people just lose focus. They enroll 4 people and they go into micromanagement mode. So really our job is to keep the mission alive. We're here to help people physically and financially, to build something massive globally, and to be a part of the most trusted and respected health and wellness company. And the minute you take your foot off the gas and start bossing people around, and I don't like what you posted on Facebook, and I mean, it's people stay because they're going to feel loved. So I'm going to unmute Ed, who's been so patient. Unmute. Are you?
Myself, I don't need you.
I was trying to do it.
You were having technical difficulty.
So talk to me. What kind of leader are you?
I don't know. All sorts of good ones out there, like me. No, but you know, one of the things that you guys need to, you know, when you think about leadership or being a leader, or however you want to call it, it's scary. It's not something that you just, you know, jump into and like, hey, I'm going to lead a team. You know, I mean, I think every single one of you, I know for a fact, except for I think there's 1 or 2 new faces on here, have at least 5 to 10 people on your team, minimum. I want you to think about that, right? I mean, 5 to 10 people. Most people could never, ever handle anything like that, right? And so your teams are just going to grow and just going to grow and just going to grow. You have to understand, for you to become a leader to your team, you have to understand that it's okay to not know everything. The worst thing you can make, the worst mistake you can make for your team is to pretend that you know everything, right? Knowing everything is not duplicatable, and you will never know everything, right? You always have to teach, you always have to learn, and you always have to teach people in the same way as you would want them to teach your team, right? Remember, this is duplication, right? So as a leader, you don't always have to know the answer, but you have to let your team know that you will find the answer, right? And if they feel confident with you, that's something you can teach them to do. You can, you know, you become a leader by creating leaders, right? And then, you know, Angela, I'm sure, you know, we'll talk about the influencers and all that stuff, but have confidence in yourself, not to know everything, but to know that you have resources to find out everything for your team, right? And the best thing you could do is have your team asking you questions. How do you do this? What is this? How do I answer this? How do I answer that? I mean, with our Blitz team, every single day we're getting questions, right? Sometimes I answer them, sometimes the other person answers them, right? But that's how you learn. So don't be afraid to become a leader. right? And don't ever be afraid to empower someone else to become a leader as well, because that's what's going to grow you and what's going to grow your business here.
Yeah, I love it. And just keep showing up, guys. Just keep showing up. The fact that so many new faces have committed to Blitz is really incredible. And I'll tell you very honestly, the ones that are growing and having the most movement right now are the ones that have committed to a Blitz. Is it Blitz? Is it the commitment? Is it the team culture? I don't know. But the people that are here today, I can guarantee you, I mean, you can type in the comments, do you think that you have grown in the past 35 days? Yeah, just type yes or no in the comment. Yeah. Yeah. If you feel you've grown, type yes. If you feel that you haven't, type no. But it's about just being committed. And even, there's a great saying that says something like, motivation is like taking a shower, right? It doesn't last, but you need to do what you need to do every day. And so our team, every day we do 10 reach outs. Every day I do birthday wishes. Every day I do my friend requests. Every day I read 10 pages on mindset. Before I check my phone and start going through the likes and the notifications, I read 10 pages in a book because I need to make sure this is on right, because it's 100% up to you. Ed put up such a great post today. What the post was so funny in the business group, but it rings so true. You have the ability to give yourself a raise, and maybe you're not doing this for the money. Give the money away. I was telling Jennifer today, every year we donate 2 wishes to Make-A-Wish. It's 2 kids who are not doing very well, and we get to grant them 2 wishes. It's not about the money. It's the freedom of choice. And Ed put up such a wonderful post, and I hope that I can find it now. But the post went something like, are you waiting for some asshole to build a successful business? Hello, you are the asshole. Many people come into network marketing thinking that they have an easy way to create financial freedom, and guess what? They're absolutely correct. It's easy because it's one of the few vehicles that allows you to make as much money as you can. The only thing is that you have to do the work, right? So I thought it was funny because, you know what? We're in charge. People are like messaging me, Ange, I'm not going to be on the call tonight. I'm like, what the hell is she telling me for? I'm not her boss. Like, if you want to be on the call, be on the call. If you'll grow. If you don't be on the call, then you won't grow. But the choice is 100% up to you. Whether you do a little or whether you do a lot, we're going to support you anyway. But for the sake of your team, the people that you're bringing on, step up. Show up in a posture that they don't need you to know everything. It is 100% right. You don't need to know everything, but they need to know that you're going to be there for them and you've got their back. So I'm taking a picture of every person on this call, and I'm going to be asking everyone on this call to lead a call. Do you guys feel comfortable leading a call? I know, Lisa. Listen, I pushed poor Jennifer to do a Facebook Live like 3 minutes into our conversation. I'm like, you're nervous to share your story? Great, you're going to do it right now. This is what it's about. It's about getting uncomfortable and doing the do, because all those people that you brought in, all those people that you've enrolled, when they see you hosting a call, they're going to think, damn, if she can do it, I can do this too. Right? You
Don't mind Lisa. Lisa was overwhelmed with the Blitz 3 hours into it. So
and she's still in 35 days.
I'm always overwhelmed.
But you know what? Maybe that's just you. Maybe that's how you operate, because you're still a great enroller. So overwhelmed or not overwhelmed, you're showing up, you're on the calls, you've never missed a Blitz, you're doing the do. Your team's won twice, I think, out of 6 weeks. Out of 300 members, your team's won twice. That really is saying a lot. Guys, keep showing up. Of course we all stink in the beginning. Of course we don't know how to be leaders. We came here to drink a couple of shakes, and now you're like, I gotta lead? Who am I leading? Where am I leading? Just grow. Just stand in integrity. be the person that cares so much about somebody that I give free e-shots to people in the supermarket. I really want to help everyone. And that's where I want you guys to come from. Not from a place of being a know-it-all or being a manager, but coming from a place where you just want to serve and impact as many people as possible. You know, I want my kids to look at me and say, damn, you know, Mom, I'm proud of my mom. Or I want someone on my team to say, because of her, I didn't give up on myself. You know, or because of her, I came out of my comfort zone and really became a brand new person. You could take the money, you could take the house, you could take everything but my e-shots. I would not give up to be the person that I am today is really priceless. Do you guys go back in your Facebook memories sometimes? Yeah, do you go back like 10 years? And you're like, damn, I was angry. I was rude. I was saying some stuff that, you know, you're becoming someone magnificent. You already are magnificent. You're just becoming a better version of yourself. You know, the products do that for us physically. We're here to do it emotionally, mindset, you know, and you really are. You're becoming a better parent to your kid. You're becoming more patient and loving in your marriage, and you're becoming more financially independent with this journey. And, you know, we talked about it yesterday. I don't care if you have a savings plan, if you invest in stocks, if you have a money market account, nothing out there is going to bring you a better return on investment. So even if you're not all in, even if this is just a little savings plan that you have, nothing is going to bring you a better return. Guys, you're eating your overhead. Take the time to learn and grow, right? So worth it. So worth it. So that's our first leadership call. I hope you loved it. We love you guys. And I can't wait to see who you're going to be and where you are at the end of the Blitz. And next week, we have Tara Romano on our call. So that's going to be exciting. And week 3, we have Alexa Reyes. Yes, I like that you raise your hand and you wait for me to call on you. I really like that a lot.
Did you see that little blue one on my screen?
The what?
The little blue, this hand.
Like, the little hand. I see it
been
now.
raised for 20 minutes.
Oh my God, I'm going to lower your little hand. I just lowered it.
Don't touch my hand. Guys, listen, like these calls are going to get better and better and better. You know, as you guys start leading them and doing the topics. And, you know, when Angela says we were a nightmare 6 years ago, you guys don't even want to know what the calls are like. So it's okay to mess up, right? That's the only way to get comfortable. It's the only way to get confident, the only way to get better. And so I want you guys to know that and trust that. And as importantly, the best people to see you go through that process is your team, right?
Yeah.
If they can see that it's not just easy. We don't just start network marketing and everyone's rich and everything's perfect. Then they understand that if they can see their own personal coach go through this struggle, so can they.
And grow and come out of it even better.
100%. Guys, it's wonderful you're on this call. It's wonderful you get on the team calls. It's not going to do you any good a year from now if you don't invite your people.
Yeah.
I don't care if they don't show up and you invite them. That's okay. That's going to happen. It's consistency. Eventually, they'll show up. You might have to be making 6 figures a year before they do. That's what happened to me.
That's when you showed up for me.
That's when they started. When I hit 2-star, that's when, oh, you're really making money with this shit? Quote unquote. That's what he said.
That's true.
100%. But I never stopped inviting him to the calls. Ever.
Yeah. True story. So I think when you guys host the call, it'll be a great opportunity for you to invite your team and say, you know what, I'm speaking on a team call for the first time. I would love for you to hop on, and I would love for your support, because this way your team will get on the call and they'll feel the love and they'll feel the camaraderie, and hopefully they'll keep showing up, and then they'll bring others. It's all about that duplication. So I encourage you guys, we're a little over time. I encourage you guys to inbox me, please, and offer to host a call and give me a topic that you feel strongly about. I was going to ask Lida to do week 5, getting out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's all you. And then I'm going to ask Jamie or Lisa to do a topic. But I will let you guys volunteer to message me and host. And you're not alone, Lisa. Ed will facilitate the call with you, and if you get stuck, he'll help you. And if the call totally sucks, we won't post the recording. And if the call is awesome, we will post the recording for all to see. So listen, I shouldn't say this while the call